From the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio, this is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Welcome back, folks, to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon, and we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. I have with me yet another great guest. I have with me today, from Alive and Well Health Coaching, I have with me Katie Griffin. Katie, welcome to the Northeast studio.
Thank you, Tom. I'm so happy to be here.
You doing all right?
I am. I woke up feeling alive and well this morning. Alive and well.
That's just not a catchphrase. It's real.
Right?
It's real. It is real, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. You're a nutrition and health coach. Or is it health and nutrition coach? I guess same thing.
Either or.
Yeah?
Holistic. Yeah, I like to throw the holistic in there too.
Holistic.
Yes.
That's a big word.
Yeah.
I only have a couple of those in me. And I've used a couple already, so I don't know.
You've reached your quota for the day?
Pretty much. Pretty much. Hey, know your strengths and weaknesses. Now, a little bit about you. I'm going to get deep right away.
Okay.
You focus on the holistic side of health.
Yes.
And that's awesome. But now you yourself have gone through, lack of a better term, the process.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay, what I'm getting at is this is not the latest late night TV, 4 a.m., really grainy infomercial. The process you've gone through is a lot more than that.
Yes, it is much more of a deeper scrub than that. Starting from the beginning, I had a lot of health issues. I was in my late 20s. I was a new mom, and I'm looking at the people around me, and they seem to be functioning and handling things better than I did. And I was like, okay, what am I missing?
Right.
What's the disconnect here? And it was severe abdominal pain. Which clearly was food allergies, and I didn't know it.
Oh.
It was pain after meals. I would double over in pain after I ate.
Wow, debilitating almost.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm looking around, and no one else around me is doing this. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
You got to find something.
Yes.
Fix it.
Yes. So I reached out to a bunch of holistic doctors here in Atlanta and even in Florida, and I drank the Kool-Aid. I spent the thousands of dollars, and
you did put the thing in the gallon of milk or a gallon of water. Right?
I did, and I shook it up.
And you shook it extra.
I pinched my nose, and I got it down.
Supplements never taste good.
No.
They never taste good. I'm sorry, I derailed you on that.
No,
you're going through these processes. You're a new mom. You're in your late 20s. You're a young woman, perceived to be healthy, but you're not feeling right.
Right. And I didn't have the energy.
Up. No energy, yeah.
So the name of my business is Alive and Well because of that, because I woke up in the morning, and for years, my first awareness after waking up was pain in my abdomen. I was waking up, my baby's crying. I'm thinking, I have to go about my day, all the things on my to-do list, and the first awareness is abdominal pain, and it was horrible. So I was not waking up feeling alive and well. I was not waking up and looking forward and having this joyful expectation for my day, and now I do. So that joyful expectation is what I bring into everything that I do, because that's how I wake up in the morning, and that was a game changer for me.
Now, unfair question. Was this something that was getting worse as you were getting older? Did having a child perhaps change something? Did you always have it and realize, I got it, I didn't realize it, kind of thing?
I believe it was a combination of a horrible diet and lots of toxins, a lot of body products that, build toxins, and then the combination of birth control, the things that most people in their late 20s do. They eat drive-through food, they take birth control, they take antibiotics, and it's a perfect storm for complete imbalance in the gut, and that just kind of builds. And with that comes anxiety, with that comes food allergies, because the antibiotics, and if you're eating things like wheat and gluten, and you have a wheat and gluten allergy, that can create holes in your intestines, and that was my situation.
Really?
I had leaky gut, yes.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yes. You do not want toxins circulating. You want them to stay in your gut.
Well, yeah, you want to get them out of the body as soon as possible.
Yeah, it was not fun.
No, it sounds horrible.
So my focus is a gut health coach because of that. That's my experience.
Okay. So what did you change? Your diet, everything?
Yes, nutrition is everything, and that's where me and my clients start. I learned that the supplements that when you go to most holistic, functional, or naturopath, whichever direction you go in trying to avoid Western medicine, it's not always the best. So I try to tell my clients to be very wise when you go that direction, because I see people now advertising cleanses that involve charcoal, which should only be used if you have ingested poison. You should never just take charcoal all willy-nilly like for a parasite cleanse. I see people telling people to use things like colloidal silver, which is toxic to the kidneys. It's a heavy metal.
That just sounds bad.
You should not be chugging any heavy metal.
Well, unless it's going through your ears and you're
Right.
from the 80s. You're way too young for all that.
I'm from the 80s. I was born in 88.
Well, yeah. Slightly from the 80s.
I barely made it in the 80s.
You barely made it in the 80s. But now you are working, you're a coach, you work with people.
Yes.
And I mean, do you have to shake them down? Because, those bagels are good.
They are.
The pizza's amazing.
They're addictive.
Yeah. Are you literally shaking people down? So you got to do this, you can't do that, and think about that and this.
I mean, I can be really intimidating, even though I'm tiny.
I'm intimidated. I'm scared to death of you.
I make
Yeah.
them shaking their boots.
Yeah.
Typically, people that come to me, they're already at the point in their lives where they are at where the place I was at back in 2020. They are fed up of being sick. They are literally sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
So they're at a point where they're willing to make changes because they're desperate to feel better. And that's exactly where I was. I was willing to do anything as long as it would heal my gut and remove the symptoms that I was suffering from. But I wanted to get to the root. I wasn't looking
Yeah.
for a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Well, you're not just taking a pill.
Yes.
Here, Katie, take a pill. I didn't say that. That's rude of me to say. But, call it what it is.
But that's where everywhere I went, that's what people offered me, was if it wasn't Western medication, like a pharmaceutical, it was a supplement in pill form.
Right.
But there was no changes to the actual diet. There was no getting to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I found Health Mastery Institute, which is where I'm certified as a health coach, that it got to the root of the problem and it addressed the nutrition aspect. So it was like, hey, let's step back. Let's see what you've been working with here. Let's see what you've been eating. Let's see the full picture of your health. What are the past surgeries? What are the past traumas? Have you been in car wrecks? So it was like a full overview of my total body, mind, body, and spirit too, where I'm at as a person. And then I started learning things like if you will drink a green juice for breakfast in the morning, that improves your nutritional profile for the rest of the day.
Really?
Because I'm not going to eat 10 pounds of produce for breakfast.
No.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
No.
But I can drink 16 ounces of green juice or 24 ounces of green juice and get that 10 pounds of greens, broccoli, kale, spinach.
Celery?
Celery,
Yeah.
yep. Cucumbers, lemon,
Well,
ginger.
celery is good for arthritis and inflammation, correct?
Yes, and the kidneys. It
I didn't
helps
know
flush
that.
the kidneys.
Really?
Yes. It's amazing. It's very alkaline,
Well, I drink enough beer to do that. Sorry.
but it's not alkaline.
I hope not. If it is, we got problems.
That would be a magic pill, wouldn't it?
That would be a magic pill. Here, drink this beer. You'll be 100% in no time. Great.
Everybody would be healed.
So what you're saying, or what I'm hearing, and I don't know what I'm talking about, is it's not just genetics.
No.
I know a lot of people that are told from basically the day they're born, you're going to be diabetic one day because daddy was and grandma was and cousin whoever was. And it's almost like they're just waiting, and I don't want to say they're looking forward to it, but they're waiting for that day their whole life. And that would be genetics, would it not?
Yes.
But that's not necessarily true.
No. That's a lie.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's a bold statement. Honestly, it is.
That is a 100% lie. And I can say that confidently because if that was true, then I would be diabetic. I would have lung disease. I would have liver disease. I would have heart disease.
Yeah.
And I have none of that. I just got my blood panel back from my doctor. I'm healthy as a horse, in her words. I have amazing liver enzymes, amazing kidney functions. I have amazing triglycerides and cholesterol levels. I'm healthy as a horse. And that is because I live a whole foods, low fat, healthy lifestyle. I move my body. I drink green juices and other fresh cold pressed juices. I eat tons of fruits and vegetables. I eat things that are grown from the ground, not processed in a lab.
Right.
And that is a game changer. And that is the truth behind the whole genetics thing, because your lifestyle and your thoughts and your actions create the health within you, and your cells are listening to you, and they're regenerating every single day.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're thinking positive and you're eating positive and you're moving your body, then you're creating health within your cells, and you're literally recreating your DNA on a positive side. So if you could do that every single day and wake up feeling alive and well every single day, then that is literally recreating the genetic code within your body with food, nutrition, and lifestyle movement. It's incredible.
It's almost like muscle memory, but your entire body.
Yes, and it is not. If anyone tells you that you are destined to have diabetes because your parents, your uncle, everyone in my family had diabetes.
Right.
So I'm literally living, walking proof that that's not true. And by going low fat, that is a great way to prevent diabetes. It's
Really?
not the sugar, it's the fat.
I didn't know that.
Because the sugar circulating in the body, it's the fat that keeps the insulin from bringing the glucose into your cells.
Really?
It's not the lack of insulin. There's insulin all in your body thanks to your amazing pancreas. But if there's too much fat in your blood that's blocking that insulin from grabbing the glucose and pulling it into your cells, then that's the issue. So when I have clients come to me that are diabetic, the first thing I do is put them on a 10% daily caloric intake of fat, and that's around 22 grams. Mm-hmm. And I put my Ozempic, my weight loss group people, we go on a 10%, 22 grams a day of fat diet, and that is shocking because people who come to me, when I ask them to track what they eat, on the average, 75 grams and more of fat a day.
Oh, yeah.
The average American eats 75 grams of fat or more.
Is that from processed foods?
That's from, if you think about it, fat's in everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Everything. And even the healthy fats, you still need to limit those.
Really?
And that's where keto's kind of skewed our brains a little bit, thinking, oh, but it's healthy fat.
Yeah.
Yes, healthy fats are amazing, but it's still fat. It's still circulating in your blood. And if you're pre-diabetic, it's still keeping the insulin from bringing that glucose into your cells.
How about that?
So even an avocado and too much can harm your body. It can make you gain weight.
Unfair question. What is too much avocado? Because I love avocados.
Well,
Eat them every day.
If you're trying to lose weight, too much avocados is 22 grams or more a day.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not trying to lose weight. But,
So you can eat all the avocados.
Nice. This gal's awesome. Katie, you're welcome here all the time.
I appreciate that.
Well, you didn't scold me for the beer comment. So,
Hey, we're all on our own journey.
We are.
I'm
We
a
are.
huge advocate of meeting people where they are and then working with them and taking small, easy steps towards health. Because if you overwhelm people and if you shame them and you make them feel bad, I mean, I don't know about you, but I have enough people in my life that do that. And if you just try to find that, you'll find it. I don't need anyone else in my life making me feel
I
bad.
don't really have to look for that. But
Right. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to meet people where they are, give them easy, doable steps, educate them, and empower them, and then love them along the way, too.
Awesome. Folks, we're going to take a real quick break, get in a community partner, and me and Katie will be right back. One of our great community partners is Infinity Wealth Management. Infinity Wealth Management is here to serve. Today's economic environment presents many challenges, but along with these challenges comes opportunities and potential rewards for those who can identify long-term trends. Whether you're facing retirement or looking to better understand certain investment ideas, Infinity Wealth Management can help you address your most pressing financial questions. Visit infinitywmg.com for more information. That's infinitywmg.com for more. While you're at it, visit our new website, negabrx.com, to see all our great community partners. Katie, you still there?
Yes.
Ah, there you are. What were we talking about? We were talking about that you yourself went through a process. You basically healed yourself. You got healthy. And that genetics don't always determine what you're going to go through in life. Good and bad, right?
Yes.
But now I see in my notes, and I can't wait to get into this. This is going to be interesting. Parasite cleanse. Now I'm going to take for granted that's an internal cleanse,
Yes.
not just like washing your hair or something.
Correct.
Internally, parasite cleanse the human body. I've got to know all about that. First of all, you coach that.
Yes. I coach group parasite cleanses.
There's group parasite cleansing.
Yes. And I do one-on-one coaching for that also.
I could never imagine group. That's weird. I find that weird. I don't know why.
Well, a lot of people come to me in my groups. I have probably half of people that book me every year because this is something you should do annually.
Once a year.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have return clients who just want the extra support during this process once a year. And then I have people who have never even thought about doing this before. So they're brand new and they're intimidated. They're not sure that they can do this. And so they get the support of the experts that have done this year after year. They get the support from me. And then, they're able.
That makes sense. A support group, basically.
Yes.
That makes sense. It is internal.
Yes.
Internal cleanse. How rigid is this? Is it for a few days, the weekend, 6 months?
So
how intense is this?
So once you sign up, you're going to download the Juice Fast Guide and Parasite Cleanse from Health Mastery Institute. Okay. And then that's going to give you a ton of information. But the first thing you're going to do is you need to juice fast, and you decide how many days you want to do that. So you could do a 1-day juice fast, you could do a 3-day juice fast, or you could opt out of the juice fast. It's encouraged to juice fast because that is nothing but alkaline. You're drinking a gallon of juice, cold pressed juice, in 1 day. And then you're drinking water and herbal tea in between that. Ooh. And that's basically flooding your gut with alkaline juices loaded with nutrients, and that is starving the parasites because the parasites thrive in acidic environments. So when you eat acidic foods like donuts and hamburgers, the parasites are having a field day on that.
Really? They're enjoying themselves.
Yes. And then when you starve them and you go on a juice fast, whether it's 1, 2, 3 days, that's flooding the gut and it's starving the parasites, which puts them in a weakened state.
Sure.
And then you're going to go 28 days. It's a 28-day protocol. So for the rest of the 28 days, you're eating super clean, and that is also weakening and starving them. And then you're taking 5 herbal supplements. And these supplements are going to target all life stages of the parasites. You've got the eggs, you've got the babies, and then you've got the adults.
You mean this literally?
Yes.
When you say parasite.
Yes. Like think about deworming your dog. We deworm our dogs.
That's kind of where I went.
But think about it. Okay, we're in an agricultural county.
Yes.
Everyone deworms their animals.
Oh, yeah, you got
And they
to.
don't bat an eye.
You got to.
Well, why don't we think to deworm ourselves?
Well, I don't know. We walk around with shoes on. I don't know.
No, we touch doors at a restaurant. We go to public bathrooms. We eat on silverware and plates at a restaurant.
True.
We eat sushi, pork.
Eat a lot of sushi.
I love sushi, but I eat plant-based sushi.
I hate whatever they put in front of me, but yes.
Right. But there's so, like, parasites are so tiny, and even organic produce. So when I'm juicing, I have to wash my organic produce before I juice because there's parasites on organic produce.
Oh, I believe that, yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. Wow, now you have me scared.
So if you're ingesting it and you're eating it and then you splurge and you have a burger on the weekends.
Well, yeah.
That's feeding them, and then they create these little colonies in your gut, and then they create these little biofilms around the colonies to protect themselves from things. Like if you eat garlic on the regular, garlic is also anti-parasitic. But guess what? If they have a natural biofilm protecting them and protecting their colonies, then they're not going to be affected by that.
Wow.
So you need strong, powerful herbs like cloves and wormwood are 2 of the herbs in the 5 supplement protocol, and you take a lot of them. You take the majority of the supplements the first 10 days, and you're eating super clean, no meat, no alcohol, no dairy, no gluten, and no added sugar. So lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of potatoes, lots of rice, lots of beans, lots of watermelon, apples, bananas, things that are grown from the ground to keep your body and your gut in an alkaline state, to weaken and starve the parasites, and then you're healing yourself, you're healing your gut, and then the herbal supplements are coming in and they're just wiping out those colonies that have formed and created all kinds of issues. I mean, the parasite colonies can literally attach to your intestine wall and create holes in your intestine.
Is that kind of what you went through?
Yes, absolutely.
And those holes heal themselves?
You have to do a leaky gut protocol in order to heal that. But yes, I have a protocol to heal that.
Oh, wow.
It's very transformational.
I can imagine.
Yes.
It sounds transformational.
And then the parasites too, if you think about it, if you're driving down the road or you're going through an intense, stressful time in your life, like a move, a divorce, I'm a travel ball mom. That's very intense and stressful.
That's very stressful, yes.
But if you're ever triggered and you find that you're having these weird cravings, whether it be for super salty foods, super sweet foods, and in and of yourself, you don't really want that, but you have this strong urge, a lot of times that's a parasite. They release chemicals in your gut that go to your brain and tell you to feed them what they want to eat.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of the cravings that people come to me for, they're like, Katie, I can't lose weight because I keep craving these things. My first thing is, let's do a parasite cleanse. Let's get to the root problem of those cravings. And let's And a lot of times too, things that you don't think are associated with parasites, like joint pain, abdominal discomfort, bloating after meals, itchy skin, hair loss. A lot of things you don't connect with parasites, but my clients, 30, 60, 90 days out will be like, Katie, now that you mention it, I'm waking up and I don't have the joint pain I used to have before the parasite cleanse. And I'm like, well, that's because it's all connected. And then when you flood your body for 28 days with alkaline foods too, your body is a healing machine. It is created by God to heal itself.
It's meant to regenerate.
Yes. We regenerate ourselves every single day. And so if you give your body the food that it needs, it heals. It wants to heal. And that's why when people come to me with the whole genetics argument, I just can't go there, because we were created to heal. We were not created to be in a state of dis-ease.
Right.
So the cleanse, like I said, I encourage people to do it annually. And like I said, if you walk barefoot on the beach, if you go outside, if you have pets, if you sleep with your pet, the chances of contracting parasites are much higher.
Really?
But if you're like me and you went 32 years and never did a parasite cleanse, imagine what's going to come out of you that first time.
I'm going to leave that alone.
You're not going to go there?
I'm not going there.
I mean, I just teed it up perfect for you.
You did, and I watched the ball go right by me. And it's going to keep going.
Chicken.
Darn right I am. Oh, there's many things. Yeah, no. Wow. Okay. Thanks, Katie.
So, yeah, parasites, it's funny because they're not really diagnosed by Western medicine doctors. So
Probably
you can
not
go
at
and
all.
get a colonoscopy and they'll see them everywhere, but they won't say anything to you about them.
Really?
They're not considered an issue at all in
wow.
Western medicine. So a lot of people that have like chronic fatigue syndrome
Yeah.
or they hurt all over, the doctors are going to try to find them something else that they can prescribe medications for to try to, get them in a different direction because they don't want to address parasites. So as a holistic health and nutrition coach, parasites are often the first thing. It's like the foundation cleanse that we start with.
That's the low-lying fruit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a good intro into the whole healthy eating lifestyle too.
Makes sense.
Because this cleanse can teach you that feeling amazing is possible.
Gotcha.
You just have to eat. You have to maintain. You have to take care of yourself. You have to get rid of the concept of food is convenient. It was never intended to be convenient.
That makes sense. And before we get out of here, Ozempic weight loss. You're all about that.
Yes, it is a huge deal right now.
Now that's not jabbing the pen in your stomach. Well, I don't know how they do it for 108 days. I don't know what they do. Dramatic weight loss. People are dropping weight left and right, but they're not learning how to eat.
Right.
Kind of thing. It's a Band-Aid. Sorry.
It is. It's also not being disclosed to people before they decide to take GLP-1 meds, how dangerous they are, because they are drastically dropping your muscle mass and they're drastically affecting your bone mass.
Yeah.
So when you see people that have been taking it for a long time, their faces are sunk in and their eyes look kind of hollow. It's because literally the muscle and bone in their face has been eaten by the medication.
It's being deteriorated.
So
Very similar to narcotics.
absolutely.
Sorry.
So if you think
I'm not
about
saying
that,
that is narcotics. I'm just saying
Right.
similar situation.
right. So, but if you think about that, women who do this, they lose massive weight and they feel amazing, and then they start having digestive issues, or they start having sudden vision loss, or like excruciating digestive pain, and are unable to eat. So many women have come to me and said, I feel like I have a blockage in my colon, and they had to get off of it. Well, guess what? They gained the weight right back. So then oftentimes they gain even more weight, but then they have this musculoskeleton structure that's been weakened.
Right.
And the mass in their bones has actually been weakened. So they're carrying around more weight on a weakened structure. So then when they go to pick up their niece or their nephew, guess what? They have a wrist break. They have an arm break.
Wow.
And it's unexplained, even though doctors actually do know that the studies have shown this. They're just not disclosing this.
Wow.
So it's unknown to the client, but it's not unknown to doctors. And then it's kind of like a domino effect of bad side effects moving forward.
Further poor health.
Yes.
Leave it at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Health Mastery Institute was able to formulate this all-natural Ozempic supplement regimen, and it's 12 supplements. They're all plant-derived. There's nothing created in a biochemical lab going on here. It's all plants and it's all natural. And a lot of them are supplements that people have seen and heard of and have probably taken before, like Ceylon cinnamon and berberine and chromium. These are normal things that we eat on a daily basis, but it's the regimen of taking them 3 times a day at the certain dosage that we provide the clients when they sign up. And it's the consistency of it too. When taken together and then, consistently, it creates the GLP-1 effects in your colon and it reestablishes the gut-brain connection. So a lot of people, if you've taken antibiotics, you've taken, any type of medication that throws off the pH or the gut balance in your flora, the flora in your gut. If it throws that off at all, then your gut-brain connection is off. So when you're eating and you're actually full, your colon's not telling your brain, it's not signaling to your brain that you're full. So people overeat.
They overeat, yeah.
And then that, stretches out the stomach and that creates all kinds of issues. So this actually goes in and reestablishes that gut-brain connection and tells your gut that your gut tells your brain that it's full.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about overeating. There's a supplement that you eat before meals 3 times a day, and it actually creates this sensation that you're full, and it moves out anything that's been sitting in the gut for a while. It creates regularity there. People say that they have gone 3 days without using the bathroom before getting on this protocol.
Oh, wow.
And now they're using the bathroom regularly.
Yeah.
Which is cleaning out excess hormones, cleaning out all kinds of waste, and that's why people are bloating. That's why people are constantly hungry, because nutritionally speaking, they're starving.
Yeah.
Even though they're eating 6 times a day.
Yeah. The body isn't getting what it needs.
Yes.
Oh.
So this protocol has been life-changing for my clients, and it's not just let's step on the scale and focus on a number. I go through and I coach people to put the scale away the first 30 days.
It's just a number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because so many people, when they start working out and building muscle, that scale goes up. So we focus on putting the scale away and focusing on the mental, the physical, and the emotional aspects of weight loss.
Getting healthy.
Yes. And not obsessing over a number or a size.
Right.
So the women that come to me, they say they've tried everything else and it didn't work. And so let's focus on a different aspect of this. And then the results are, I had no idea how mental weight loss is.
Oh, yeah.
Weight loss is extremely mental. It's extremely emotional.
Yeah. Oh my. And, well, if you're on the other side of that, you're trying to gain weight, muscle. Oh, it's very mental.
Yes.
Been there, done that.
You have to stay focused. You have to have that end goal in mind. And I encourage my clients to go at it from a place of creating joy and creating authentic experiences throughout the 30, 60, 90 days of this. And so therefore they're not dreading it. There's no shame. There's no dread. There's no, this is good food. This is bad food. We eliminate that completely. And we focus the first 30 days on just taking the supplements regularly, keeping that little pill organizer, because I send them a link to order a pill organizer that has every day with the 3 slots, and they can just take that day out and take it out the door with them.
Makes sense.
So you're not carrying this bulky pill organizer with you.
Right.
You remember to take your supplements no matter where you are, no matter how busy you are, and it's a non-issue. After the first 30 days, that's when you start seeing results. But clients are telling me that they no longer have cravings for sugar late at night after 3 days. 3 days.
It works that quick.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So the scale is typically not going to move. With the March Fozempic group, I have a girl who lost 8 pounds and a guy who lost 12 pounds within the first 30 days.
Oh, yeah.
But typically that's not the case. They don't start dropping pounds till after that 30 days.
Right.
Because with all natural regimens, it takes longer to get in your system and stay there. After that first 30 days, it's your choice. My clients can bring out the scale and weigh themselves if they want to, or they can continue focusing on the other benefits to losing weight, like your face slimming down and looking less
How you feel,
puffy.
how your clothes fit, how you look. Yeah, weight's just a number.
And the energy.
That too.
Because 9 out of the 12
unspoken.
supplements are anti-inflammatory.
Right.
So many people make the comments, I am able to do my job now. I can work 10, 12-hour days on my feet, and I don't come home hurting and exhausted. And that's amazing.
It makes a difference.
Yes, just that energy boost.
Huge difference.
Yes.
I love it. How do folks get a hold of you? I know there's a website.
Yes. feelsaliveandwell.com is my website. I am on Instagram at Alive and Well Health Coaching, and on Facebook, Alive and Well Health Coaching.
Alive and Well Health Coaching.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Katie, if we got it all in, we'll play some music, get out of here. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Nice job, young lady. As the music plays.
Yay.
Katie, thank you so much for being here. Folks, feelsaliveandwell.com. Feelsaliveandwell.com. Check out what Katie's doing. Hey, get involved with the Parasite Cleanse. You never know. Hey, I'm Tom Sheldon. We'll talk to you soon.